Zephyr can simultaneously be one of the best lancers in the game, but also one of the worst. Let me explain. Hey guys, Nightfall here, and depending on what rank you mostly play in, you either hate playing against Zephyr because you think she's overpowered and the most broken Lancer in the game, or you immediately see somebody on the other team playing Zephyr and think this is going to be a free win. As one of the top ranked Zephyr players in this game, I feel it's my duty to try to educate some of you lower ranked players and explain why you're just having a skill issue against Zephyr, and I mean that with all due respect. Zephyr is by far and away the worst Lancer in this game, and she's pretty much countered by almost every single Lancer, if not every single Lancer to an extent. So while she does have the ability to go invisible and put down a field and just remain in that field and stay invisible for over 30 seconds, and yes, she can one-shot you in the back or two-shot you to the front, it is all too easy to kill her. Now, obviously, as a Zephyr main, I'm not going to show you all of the tricks on how I would counter a Zephyr player because I don't want to make life harder than it already is on myself, but I will run you through some options that maybe you could use in the lower ranks to stop being so scared of Zephyr. The first two things that you need to do has nothing to do with what Lancer you're playing. This will work for any Lancer. Step one, get a fucking headset. Like, actually get a headset. These are my audio settings if it matters. If you want my EQ settings for my SteelSeries DAC, I'll give you that too. But my god, Zephyr is so loud. Just when she goes invisible, she makes the loudest sound announcing to pretty much the whole lobby, no matter where you are on the map, that she's going invisible. And while she's invisible, you can hear the humming the whole time. Not to mention, if she's not slow walking or crouch walking, you can hear her walking or running towards you. And if she gets close enough to you, that leads me to step number two, pay the fuck attention. There is a huge red banner on your screen that tells you Zephyr is detected. Now, sometimes this glitches out and it doesn't always work, but if you're playing against me, I can almost guarantee you it's going to work, probably at a further distance than it needs to. Once you have those two things down, you can pretty much identify where Zephyr is going to be at all times. And even if she decides to crouch walk or slow walk towards you, all you have to do is just back away, which now you can back away while sprinting, and just spray and pray. You want to aim low in case they're crouched. You don't want to aim head level because if they're crouched, you're obviously not going to hit them. And this doesn't always work, but it works a decent amount of time to be a viable option to kill her. Because as soon as you hit her with one bullet, or in my case, if a bullet even comes anywhere near you, you get outlined for the enemy. What you don't want to do is stand still when there's a Zephyr nearby. Standing still is the worst thing that you can do because that just allows them to sneak up behind you and stab you in the back. Now, an easy option for all players that isn't necessarily viable because of all the pussy snipers that are running around in the game right now, and you're going to have to use something like a smoker or a flasher, you could bring a burner and then just switch to your burner and then boom. Obviously, don't kill yourself in the fire, but that's an option. Now that we've gone over some general options and general things to look out for when you're playing against Zephyr, let's go over some Lancer specific stuff. If you play Broker, you can literally shoot a rocket at your feet if you feel like she's close, and it will damage her and outline her. It's pretty simple. Nitro doesn't really have any direct counters to Zephyr outside of the big red banner popping up on your screen, so you might be kind of screwed here. Hollow Point used to be able to reveal Zephyr using her Meteora, but that's since been patched, and now she's left with two options. One, you could put your tracker down because, contrary to popular belief for some reason, Zephyr does not avoid traps while she's invisible. She will still trigger poison, Jaguar's electricity, Hollow Point scanner traps, everything. Anything that is a trap placed down on the ground, she will trigger if she gets too close to it. You could also opt for putting down her smoke screen and just walk through it a couple times and follow it. And just note that Zephyr's invisibility doesn't last forever. If you're playing Jaguar, like I just said, just put down one of your live wires right under your feet. If you're playing Chum, throw down a Chomper. He will find Zephyr. If you're playing Corona, put down a fireball right at your feet. She can't get close enough to you to stab it without walking through your fire and revealing herself. So once you do that, one of two things is going to happen. She's going to get burned by the fire and you're going to kill her, or she's going to wait it out and then run out of invis and either use her get back to get out of there, or she'll try to take her gun out and kill you, in which case just outduel them. Or a third option, she'll put down her little field and then all you have to do is dash out of it. If you're playing Circuit, nothing really you could do with her because putting down your sand tornado underneath you might just suck her into you. Pause. Playing Pathogen, just throw poison at your feet or throw it in the direction you think she's coming from if you can hear where her footsteps are. If you're playing Zephyr, go invisible. Your invis will last longer than hers if she's already invisible. If you're playing Spider, put down one of his spider web traps. She's going to activate it just like any other trap. She's not going to be able to see. It'll reveal her for a second, shoot her, kill her. Simple. If you're playing Kismet, Kismet literally has a scan exposing anybody nearby. And I can promise you that this range is wide enough that if it says Zephyr detected on your screen and you place it down right in front of you, it's going to reveal her. She is within that range. If you're Axon, all you have to do is take out your guitar and just start sliding in random directions. Shoot your shotgun every now and again, and I promise you 99% of Zephyr players won't be able to even get a knife off. If you're playing Sonar, again, two options. You have your echolocation, or you have your little sonic surge that you could put down and hope that you hit her. If you're playing Dex, there's a good chance that you're in your fucking clone anyway, but even if you aren't, activate one of your shield scales so that you can tank the first hit and just listen for sound cues. The Coke Polar Bear, or as most of you know him, Hurricane. Just throw the lightning thing down at your feet. Use my old siege strat. If you can't see, they can't see. If you're playing Aura, Aura has a unique ability with her Soul Guardian that gives her extra HP, which means stabbing somebody in the front 2 times is not going to kill them, and this is going to confuse most Zephyr players because they're just not expecting it. It just doesn't register that they're running up to an Aura and they think that they could just 2-stab them to the front, and when they do, and it's stab, stab, and they're still alive, all panic breaks loose. Or, you know, you have a Harmonic Tide where you can literally just put it down and then stand in it. And maybe the best counter of them all, Ishel, if you put down your cage, it literally disables all abilities, meaning if Zephyr is within this range and you put the cage down, she is no longer invisible and then has to go through the whole pulling out the weapon animation, and it should make it that much easier to kill her. And last but not least, Counterfeit. You can just use her shadow play ability if you think Zephyr is nearby and just become invincible, and then just try to run away from her as fast as you can and get to cover. So like I said, Zephyr has a counter in most Lancers that she's going to go up against. Very rarely will you find yourself in a situation where you're just going to be outdueled by a Zephyr because you have so much utility that counters her. And this is why you hear me and so many other Zephyr mains complaining all the time that she is the worst Lancer in the game and that she desperately needs a buff. So if after watching this video, you still think Zephyr is OP and you still think that she needs to be nerfed or removed from the game, I mean this in the nicest way possible, you might just suck at the game. But let me know down in the comments your thoughts on Zephyr before and now after watching this video. Did I give you any kind of insight on how Zephyr players play? Or do you feel more confident going up against an enemy Zephyr now? Either way, let me know down in the comments and I'll catch you guys in the next one.